It's clear that Jaylen Brown's performance has been a constant source of strength for the Celtics in recent years. Alongside his teammate and star Jayson Tatum, he has established himself as a key piece in the team's dynamics. However, as the end of the regular season approaches, Brown has been affected by some persistent injuries, prepared for the playoff or on the verge of collapse. In the last game against the Sacramento Kings, the Celtics chose to rest Brown, indicating caution regarding his physical condition. However, despite having already secured the best record in the league, it seems that completely ruling out Brown's participation in the last 6 games is not in the team's plans. In a statement prior to Friday's matchup, assistant coach Joe Mazzulla highlighted the importance of managing the player's physical condition throughout the season. When asked about the possibility of ending Brown's participation in the last few games, Mazzulla was emphatic: "No, he's fine." Risking the future of the Celtics? These words resonate a sense of relief among Celtics fans, who recognize Brown's importance to the team, especially in a potential playoff campaign. Despite facing some recent physical setbacks, Brown has reiterated that they are only minor injuries, and Mazzulla's comments reinforce this perception. This season, Brown has averaged 23.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game, solidifying his position as one of the league's top players. His presence on the court alongside the other Celtics starters has fueled hopes among fans, who see the team as a strong contender for the NBA title. Jaylen Brown, hero or risk for the Celtics? While managing game loads is essential to ensure the health and performance of players in the playoffs, Brown's presence on the court is crucial for team cohesion. With an eye toward a potential long journey in the playoffs, the Celtics seek to balance the need for rest with maintaining chemistry and cohesion among the starting lineup. Xavier Tillman, unexpected hero or Celtics salvation? The Celtics were nearly caught off guard by the Kings, but Tillman emerged as the hero of the night. With the Celtics leading by double digits early in the fourth quarter, coach Joe Mazzulla continued to delve deeper into his bench. Kings coach Mike Brown chose to keep his starters on the floor throughout the game. This match meant more for Sacramento in the standings than for the Celtics, who have already secured the NBA's best record, as the Kings narrowed the gap and eventually turned an 18-point deficit in the final quarter into a 1-point lead in the closing seconds. Mazzulla continued to rely on his reserves. These reserves displayed composure in the final seconds, and the Celtics did just enough to prevail on Friday at the TD Garden. Xavier Tillman nailed a crucial floater with 7.1 seconds remaining to give the Celtics a 1-point advantage, and then Boston secured one final stop to seal the 101-100 victory. Joe Mazzulla, risk or strategy genius? Peyton Pritchard scored 21 points, Kristaps Porzingis added 20 points and 11 rebounds, and Jayson Tatum scored 17 points for the Celtics, 61-16. De'Aaron Fox scored 40 points and Domantas Sabonis contributed 16 points for the Kings, 44-33. Both sides struggled offensively in the opening minutes, especially the Celtics, who had only 3 points on the scoreboard at the 5 minutes and 41 seconds mark. Pritchard and Tillman helped the Celtics find their rhythm, providing a mix of accurate shooting and well-timed energy plays. The Celtics closed the first quarter with an extended 24-7 run, building a 27-15 lead at the end of the first quarter despite the slow start. Porzingis led with 7 points, Tatum added 6, and SVI Mikhailiuk hit a 3-pointer. The highlight came when the fan-favorite Luke Kornet flew in for a putback slam after a rebound. Mazzulla went 9 deep in the first quarter alone, continuing to rely on the depth that has paid off throughout the season. Boston finished the quarter 9 of 10 after starting 1 for 10, while Sacramento remained cold and shot only 23.8% from the field. Kornet kept the spirits high in the second quarter, completing an alley-oop from Al Horford in one fluid motion. Jrue Holiday hit a beautiful 3-pointer, Pritchard benefited from a favorable roll, and Tillman grabbed an energy rebound and found Porzingis for a rhythm 3-pointer. Celtics x Kings, epic duel or unthinkable turnaround? This made the Celtics lead 49-33 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half, but Fox fueled a 17-5 Kings run that cut Boston's lead to 54-50 at halftime. The Celtics shot only 29.2% from 3, but the Kings weren't much better at 32.1%. It was a game of ups and downs for both sides, resulting in a relatively balanced situation heading into the second half. The Celtics lead swelled to 66-52 with 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining, thanks to a 12-2 run highlighted by a beautiful sequence where all 5 Celtics players touched the ball. Tatum declined a mediocre shot and found Porzingis. Porzingis made the extra pass. Holiday did the same. Hauser let the defender fly by and drove to the hoop, and found a wide-open Horford for a score. Late in the quarter, Porzingis showed love to the Celtics faithful, pounding his chest and saluting the crowd after drawing a foul on a layup. The Kings never let the damage escalate, trimming the margin to 75-70 late in the fourth quarter. Pritchard buried a three-pointer, Porzingis swatted a shot, Hauser found Porzingis for an alley-oop, and Tatum drained a contested three-pointer with 2 seconds on the clock. The Celtics extended their lead to 84-72 at the end of the third quarter, holding Sacramento to 36.5% shooting overall heading into the fourth quarter. Boston's ball movement and constant willingness to make the extra pass wore down the Kings as the night progressed. Rookie Jordan Walsh checked in with 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining and contributed with an energy rebound. Pritchard continued to excel against Sacramento's starters, but the Kings were far from finished. Fox hit a three-pointer, cutting the deficit to 98-92 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. The new Celtics centerpiece? Given the Celtics' financial situation, with Jaylen Brown's Supermax contract about to kick in, Jayson Tatum next in line for a Supermax deal, and both Jrue Holiday and Derek White nearing contract extensions, the need for Brad Stevens to make good use of upcoming draft picks is evident. With the 30th pick in this year's draft, there's one player the team is certainly eyeing: Purdue's 7'4" star, Zack Eddie. Eddie has been a dominant force for the Boilermakers this season, averaging 25.0 points and 12.2 rebounds, shooting 62.9% from the field. He's been even better in the tournament, averaging 30.0 points and 16.3 rebounds, including a 40-point performance in the Elite Eight against Tennessee. But when it comes to draft stock, Eddie isn't the type to stir up the NBA scouting world. He's a traditional in-the-paint big man, doesn't shoot threes, and doesn't have the agility to recover to defend the perimeter. Brad Stevens betting on the Celtics' future? There aren't many teams that can plug Zack Eddie into their rotation and just say, okay, this works, this makes sense, one Eastern Conference GM told Heavy Sports. That's the tough thing about him in this draft. It's a high-upside draft, but he's kind of a finished product. If you're Boston, you're okay with that. They've had their eye on him all season. Zack Eddie, slow on his feet, could struggle in the NBA. To be clear, the Celtics like three-pointers as much as anyone. They lead the league in three-pointers attempted, 42.6%, and in three-point percentage, 38.8%. They're also quite good at defending the perimeter, allowing 34.9% from beyond the arc, second in the NBA. Playing a plotter like Eddie could affect those numbers. And the Celtics have Kristaps Porzingis starting at center, with Al Horford under contract for next year and Luke Kornet having done a good job in the rotation. So, why Eddie? They like to post you up, one league assistant coach told Heavy. The three-pointers are what gets all the attention, but they know how to get inside the defense and post you up. So, if you have a kid like Eddie and he has all these drop steps and moves and counters, they're good with that, especially if you're putting him on the floor for 15 to 18 minutes a game and just giving you a different look. That comes a lot from Porzingis, the coach said. Obvious, the thing about Porzingis is his versatility. Eddie does not have that. If he did, we'd be talking about him as the number one pick. But if you're the Celtics and you want to lean in on that post-up play with your backup, well, there's no one better at it in the draft than Zack Eddie. Celtics, one of NBA's best post-up teams. Eddie's performances in the tournament might well be a double-edged sword for the Celtics. He has shown just how dominant he can be even as a big man with limited agility, but he has also given the other 29 teams more reason to take a gamble on him in the draft. He could fall to the early second round once the workouts start, the GM said, but he has helped himself a lot in the last few weeks. His ceiling in the draft is in the late teens. It's not a good draft. There could be some contenders who want a sure thing: Miami, Milwaukee, the Knicks. You can't start him, but you can play him right away and he's cheap. Some teams will like that. Unknown hero or emerging star. Cheap is key for Boston, too. If they keep everyone together, the Celtics will need to be careful with every dollar they spend. That could mean trading away picks to avoid their guaranteed money, or making sure you get a solid rotation player with the picks you do make. Eddie is not likely to be an NBA star, but he has a role, and the Celtics certainly appear to be a team that would be open to him filling that role in Boston. Don't forget to leave your like to show your support for the team and, of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any electrifying moment of the NBA season.